So the city girls are down and Young Miami is spiraling out of control because the Diddler juice she used to pour on all her problems to make them disappear has dried right up. Young Miami broke down during a recent episode of her podcast, Caresha Please, where she sat with Saucy Santana to break down everything that happened between her, Diddy, and JT. Honey, the streets are saying Caresha put everything on the line for Diddy, thinking that with him by her side, she didn't need anyone else. So she stopped taking her rap career and her City Girls group seriously. But when Diddy landed in hot water, she got steamed right along with him. And now, she's trying to pick up the pieces of her failed career. But JT is now flying solo, and her sugar daddy is probably going to prison for a very long time. Baby, I'd hate to be Young Miami right now, but is it really over for her? Are we about to witness the fall off of the century? Grab a chair because we're about to break this down. So, Young Miami recently sat down for an interview with Saucy Santana for her podcast, Caresha Please, and she broke down in tears as she revealed how her life has turned upside down since Diddy left her. As y'all know, Diddy has been under federal investigation for years now, but the investigation really kicked up last year when Cassie filed a lawsuit against him. The lawsuit was the first of many accusing him of DV, SA, trafficking, RICO offenses, and so many others. And even had 2 of his homes raided by the feds and many of his electronics confiscated. We don't know officially what was found on those devices and hard drives, but people have been talking. And it seems like whatever was on there must have been pretty heavy because almost everyone who used to hang around Diddy has drawn a line in the sand and made it clear this is where their friendship ends. Well, someone on Young Miami's team clearly saw the writing on the wall because she had sat on that sofa during her recent interview and tried to distance herself from Diddy. One thing that surprised many people in that interview was when Young Miami said she and Diddy had fallen in love.
What was your experience like, dating him?
Well, I met Diddy at P-Party, and I met him when he was in a love era. And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did, he was getting the Global Icon Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Key to the City. He had a new album that was coming out. So I was celebrating him with the world.
Girl, you must not mean the big L because that's not how the fans remember it. Almost throughout the relationship, Diddy either straight up ignored her in public, making her look like a fool, or had her out here fighting side chick allegations. In 2022, when Diddy was given the Lifetime Achievement Award and the BET, Young Miami went there with a whole billboard cheering him on. However, when Diddy started giving his acceptance speech, he acknowledged every single person he knew, including his exes. But he didn't so much as mention Young Miami's name. After the show, fans were dragging Caresha for filth because she was out here making a fool of herself for a man who didn't even see her as someone worthy of his respect. She must have gone to Diddy to cry about people making fun of her because Diddy then later made a sorry little post of her holding up the sign. He said, "This is one of the sweetest things anyone's ever done for me. Thank you, Shawty Wop." Even if people could overlook that as maybe Diddy just forgot to mention her name in the heat of the moment, nothing could explain Diddy having a whole baby on her. In December of 2022, Diddy announced the birth of his daughter with Dana Tran, a cybersecurity professional. He shared the news in a post saying, "I'm so blessed to welcome my baby girl, Love Sean Combs, to the world. Mama Combs, Quincy, Justin, Christian, Chance, Delilah, Jesse, and myself all love you so much. God is the greatest." Girl, a whole family introduction and not a single mention of Miss Caresha. I mean, it's bad enough that Diddy had a child with another woman. But if they were so in love, you would think Diddy would be excited to introduce Young Miami to his new kid. Of course, fans were lighting her up in the comments, calling her Diddy's side piece and plaything. She came to defend herself, saying, "I'm nobody's side chick, B. Let's just make this clear on this good Monday. I don't come second to no B." Diddy also came to support his Shorty Wop and said, "Young Miami is not my side chick. Never has been, never will be. She's very important and special to me, and I don't play about my Shorty Wop. I don't discuss things on the internet, and I will not start today." But this didn't stop people from trolling Young Miami because one of Diddy's exes, Gina Hunn, posted a video subbing her with the caption, "When she beefing with you over a ninja, but whole time he got somebody else pregnant." This led to Young Miami and JT going back and forth with Gina on X, with Gina calling Miami attention-seeking and Miami calling her old cargo. Gina clapped back with a tongue-out picture caption, "Caresha, you know you want to taste this yum-yum sauce." Young Miami then fired back with a tweet saying, "If I wanted you to eat my pee, Diddy would have had you on your knees, B. You a eater, B. Gina, you been down bad ever since I came into the picture, ho. You been crying for a baby for 10 years. You been around as a B that eat P and D when he feel like it. You a eater. You the same B that was crying on Tasha K because you wanted a baby. Poor Sushi." I mean, Gina probably wouldn't have been happy to have a baby with Diddy because she has actually come forward with her experience of physical and emotional DV with him. And it's something almost everyone who has ever been in a relationship with Diddy can relate to. Well, except Young Miami. According to her, she has never experienced all the horrible things Cassie and all the other women claim to have experienced with him. And she said that that's the reason why she never spoke up or showed support for the victims when all the accusations started coming in.
A lot of the things that people really say about him, you didn't experience that as in dating. That's not something that you saw. So is that the reason why you never said anything? Is that the reason why when all of these allegations and lawsuits came apart, why didn't you speak?
Because I can't speak on something that wasn't my experience. And I can't speak on something that I don't know. I can't speak on these allegations because I wasn't around at the time. I don't know that person and that wasn't my experience.
But Jaguar Wright thinks otherwise, and y'all know she always has something to say when it comes to Diddy. According to her, Diddy definitely made Young Miami go through the same or worse than the freak-offs Cassie went through. She said that's the only reason why Young Miami could threaten to break up with Diddy when he cut her allowance down to $200K per month.
And congratulations, Young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
Yeah,
she was getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the is going on at $250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Fuck the fact that he, I'm just saying, the fact that he cut it from 500 to 200. Who the f gives a shit? 200K, who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month? What the f going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough? That ain't worth 250K. That's gotta be some dark shit.
However, in another interview, Jaguar Wright called Young Miami a punisher for her tweet about Diddy having someone on their knees if she wanted to eat them. According to Jaguar, Young Miami enjoyed the power being in a relationship with Diddy gave her, and she used that power to take advantage of other women.
See how Young Miami can take all that pressure. She on the two-seat. They be thinking these is over here killing the game. They don't feel nothing, that's why they do it. Okay?
Young Miami put out a tweet a while back and basically was into it with, I guess, one of Diddy's other women. Mm-hmm. And she basically said, if I wanted you to eat my cat, Diddy would have had you on your knees by now.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that was really her telling on herself before she knew things were gonna hit the fan?
No, I think that was her being herself because she's a dumb.
Damn.
I think she was just telling the truth because it's almost as rough as Nicki Minaj with females out here. I hear she lace front all the time. Snatching up and throwing them in her nasty ass twat. Like when I think of the title of her show, I'm like, is that what your victims be saying? Caresha, please?
Oh, man. Damn. Okay.
Please, Caresha, stop, Caresha, please.
So you're saying that Caresha is...
She's a predator no different than Nicki Minaj. She likes that shit. That shit turns her on. Wild bitch. And her in the sexy red and the Sukianas and all this shit. The Saucy Santanas. The whole fucking lot of them. Got sadist. I know a punisher when I see one. I was a punisher one time in my life. You know, it takes one to know one. And I used to be hard on.
So it wasn't exactly surprising that Young Miami didn't really have anything bad to say about Diddy. She said she met him during his love era, and she was with him when the rest of the world was also celebrating him.
I met Diddy at P Party, and I met him when he was in a love era. And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive. Mm-hmm. Like he did, he was getting the Global Icon Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Key to the City. He had a new album that was coming out. So I was celebrating him with the world. And I just feel like everybody trying to crucify me for it. Like, you was his biggest advocate, you was his cheerleader, but I was just celebrating when the world was celebrating him. Mm-hmm. So why am I being crucified or why am I being separated?
I mean, she was earning millions just because she was Diddy's girlfriend. She had a new podcast, and Diddy was investing in her businesses. According to Caresha, she went into the relationship thinking of how she could leverage it to become a business mogul like Diddy. In fact, that's allegedly why she stopped taking her own music career seriously and started pushing JT away. With the way her career was going with Diddy, she probably felt she no longer needed to be in a group. So, of course, they started having issues.
Spending and say shit, you ain't going on behind closed doors. Like, I just feel like we outgrew each other. I feel like she was in LA, I was in Miami. She was been working on her shit. I didn't know. And I just feel like every time we try to get together, it just didn't hit.
So do you feel like distance, you living in Miami, she living in LA, did that play a part in the wedge of y'all two?
I don't know.
Did y'all go to the studio together? How was recording? Because y'all last album didn't do well. And I feel like even in interviews, y'all weren't in sync. And it didn't look like something that just happened. It looked like something that's been occurring.
Yeah. I just felt like when we got together, it just wasn't hitting. I just felt like we was just in two different headspaces. Like, the way we dressed was different. Like, I'm more of, I wear a leotard, JT want to wear something covered. So I just felt like whenever we tried to get together, it just didn't connect. Like, we'll be on tour. She got her own dressing room. I got my own dressing room. She riding with her own glam team. I'm riding with my own glam team. When we get on the stage and we do our routines, that was probably like the only interaction we had at the time when we was on tour together. So I don't really know like what was the moment that separated us, but I just felt like it became a time where like when we was getting together, it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, ain't no money in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to the studio together. I'm doing a feature. People calling for the City Girls. It's either me or it's you. It just wasn't connecting no more, and I just felt like that's what really made me like start my own brand. Like, I gotta do something because I'm in this group. The group ain't making no money. We not working. So it just became a point where we was just like on two different pages, and I felt like whenever we just a video shoot, just anything, like it just wasn't connecting, and I was just like, you know what, I gotta like figure something out because I do got kids, and that's what really made me start doing like ritual land and getting into my merch and things like that because I just felt like the group just wasn't hitting them up.
However, JT didn't initially want to go solo. She even revealed that she was once asked to record a verse for a song alone, and she told the person that she couldn't do it without Young Miami. And that's wild because JT has always been considered the better rapper between the two in the City Girls.
I remember it's somebody and they'll keep trying to like force me to do a song without Caresha, and I was like, no, like she gonna be on this song too, like. And Caresha, like the type of person that like she don't give a, you could have did it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do it, like.
Anyway, they went their separate ways, and JT's career started popping because, well, she's actually a good rapper. She even recently had her first charting solo with her track Okay, which charted at number 74 on the Billboard Hot 100. Meanwhile, Young Miami's label won't even let her release new music. Every time she brings her new stuff, it gets tossed out because the label execs feel she has not grown as an artist and they can't fund a project guaranteed to fail. Child, Young Miami literally broke down in tears as she talked about how she's now alone. She said that ever since her problem started, nobody even bothered to check in on her, including JT.
This was like pain that I never felt, and the people that I thought would be here for me turned this into like an aha moment.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it just was like, nobody called to check on me. Nobody called to see like how I was feeling. Like, it was really like an aha moment. Like, oh my God, bitch, you thought that you had this nigga. You thought that you was going up, and I didn't think anything. I got with a nigga and I did what I was supposed to do. And the nigga was doing what he was supposed to do.
However, JT said that she did, in fact, check on her, and she was one of the first people to call her. She later addressed the split from Young Miami in an interview where she said, I think it made sense for both of us, and it was no hard feelings. I'm like Tina Turner. I'm still a city girl. I need my name. That's the biggest thing about me. I can't ever get away from being a city girl. It just made so much sense for both of us in the direction that we were going and things that we were focusing on. Word on the street is that Young Miami is just crashing out because she doesn't have anything else to turn to. And people have been leaving comments saying as much. One person said, Miami thought she was above JT because she was frolicking around with Diddy, and well played with the tears though. Another person said, that podcast named Caresha Please hit different now. She thought Diddy was going to be her meal ticket and she was above City Girls. She even went out of her way to advertise Diddy's vodka at the last interview she did with JT. So, Caresha, please miss me with the backpedaling. And then this person said, this the perfect example of the type of female friends who will ditch you over a man, then when it don't work out, they want to be friends again. Now it's your turn. Head over to the comment section and share your thoughts about Young Miami and JT falling out because of Diddy. And don't miss out on this next video.